This essay example, as well as thousands of others, is available in text format on our website for free and without registration. Simply Google Ivy Panda Free Essays.
Definition of NBA team. The NBA team is an outstanding men's professional basketball team playing in a league that is overseen by national governing body for basketball in the United States, as well as from Canada. Number and names of NBA teams. The NBA is made up of 30 teams, 29 coming from the United States, while an additional team is streaming from Canada. These teams include New Jersey Nets, Boston Celtics, Philadelphia 76ers, New York Knicks, Toronto Raptors, Chicago Bulls, Cleveland Cavaliers, Detroit Pistons, Indiana Pacers, Milwaukee Bucks, Atlanta Hawks, Charlotte Bobcats, Miami Heat, Orlando Magic, Washington Wizards, Denver Nuggets, Minnesota Timberwolves, Oklahoma City Thunder, Portland Trail Blazers, Utah Jazz, Golden State Warriors, Los Angeles Clippers, Los Angeles Lakers, Phoenix Suns, Sacramento Kings, Dallas Mavericks, Houston Rockets, Memphis Grizzlies, New Orleans Hornets, and San Antonio Spurs. Purchase of the NBA team. Cost of a successful team. Among the most leading successful and valuable teams in the NBA includes New York Knicks. The net worth of those aspiring to purchase the club could cost them an estimated value of $655 million as of the season ending 2009 to 2010. This estimated value, as quoted by Forbes, is derived from a breakdown of various aspects such as sports, which contribute 19% of the total worth, $117 million. Stadium, which contributes 28% of the total worth, $185 million. Market, which contributes 43% of the total worth, $282 million. Brand management, which contributes 10% of the total worth, $71 million. Cost of an unsuccessful team. Milwaukee Bucks NBA team appeared to be least valued, which was relatively related to its success profile. The estimates postulated by Forbes as of the season ending 2009 to 2010 put an estimated worth of $258 million on the team. The estimated value is derived from a breakdown of various aspects, such as sports, which contribute 52% of the total worth, $134 million. Stadium, which contributes 16% of the total worth, $40 million. Market, which contributes 24% of the total worth, $63 million. Brand management, which contributes 8% of the total worth, $21 million. Operation expenses. Some of the operating costs for most NBA teams, as calculated in the Forbes Report 2010, have shown a significant uniformity in the improvement, as almost all teams have similar plunges. For example, if one reflects on the New York Knicks team, their proceeds shot up, and their operating cost drifted downwards. Consequently, they had the benefit of an enormous jig in 2010 to the tune of $64 million in operating income, $43 million in excess of in 2009. That boost creates instinctive good judgment. Cost of contracts, salaries of players, and salaries of personnel. Most of the money is restructured among all of the teams who do not exceed the tax contour. In past years, the New York Knicks would optimistically bluster $100 million in salary, pay that extra $30 million to the players, throw in another $30 million to the tax fund, and stride away with a positive turnover, in addition to the flamboyant players they acquired. Some teams, such as Los Angeles, are still practicing such actions. They are approximately $91 million in remuneration budgets this year. That is $40 million or so in excess of the cap, $20 million or so greater than the tax contour, and a total superfluous burden of $60 million. In the least, all-star players involuntarily obtain a $12 million cap amount, but the team that he comes from could pay him up to 25% above the cap amount, max $60 million for 4 years. Consequently, a new team can simply pay the player that cap amount, max $48 million for 4 years. A star in this respect is a player who has played for 4 successive years in one team and finished in the 2 All-Star teams or an All-NBA team at some point in that seasonal period. On the other hand, nearly all franchise players by design get a $17 million cap amount, although they can only be compensated $500,000 per year of service away from that figure exclusive of counting on the cap figure. The franchise player can be termed as somebody who has participated in at least 4 successive years with one team and completed 3 All-Star teams or 2 first or second All-NBA teams all over that duration. When an All-Star happens to be traded, he usually retains his salary cap salary discrepancy for the new team that he is joining. On the other hand, franchise players only manage to veto the trade, and when they acknowledge the transaction, they ultimately drop their accrued $500,000 bumps and slip back to the $17 million cap figure. Players' contract limits stipulate that there shall exist contracts that exceed 3 years. In essence, both parties involved in the contract can only opt to procure out of the contract for 60% of the outstanding price. In addition, performance enticements are featured in basic salaries are accustomed, and new enticements are supplemented for the subsequent year. Consequently, performance enticements earned in one season can only turn out to be part of the basic salary for the subsequent year. Conclusion. Excessively countless pecuniary reports from many sources reviewing and investigation processes, the NBA will likely not be able to give the real and actual finances of underperforming teams. As a result, any prospective investor willing to put his savings into such clubs will necessitate extreme scrutiny of the many factors that contribute to the financial strength of the entire team, such as the ability to market its brand, remuneration currently paid to the players, fund base, among numerous critical aspects. Bearing this in mind, a prospective investor will need to employ a team of experts to look at these varying elements since they fall under different business disciplines so as to make an all-inclusive and precise judgment on which is the best team to invest in. Did you like this The Cost of Running the NBA Basketball Team sample? To get more works like this one, make sure to check out the database of academic paper examples at ivypanda.com. You will find thousands of samples for all your study needs.